So,
What up, everybody? This is Rose Red from Juggalos at Night and Child's Play Ninja, and we're co-hosting a show here together. We're going to be talking about a few things. I wanted to go live. Hold on, guys. I have feedback. Whew. Sorry, I had feedback, guys. Okay, so I have made this announcement in a couple of other videos. I'm going to make it again. CPN and I have talked about this a little bit, but Juggalos at Night is going to be going in a different direction. My Wicked Ninja has decided to step away from it and not be involved with the channel anymore. We at Juggalos at Night respect his decision to do that. He is also closing his My Wicked Ninja YouTube channel. Again, we respect his decisions. He's going to do what he's got to do. That's fine. What do you think about that, CPN, about My Wicked Ninja stepping away from the Juggalo stuff?
well, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, I mean, that's what he wants to do, you know? I mean, can't really hate on it, you know?
Right? He's got to do what he's got to do for his life. He's a great father.
Yeah, I remember as we were rolling on our way to the gathering, I mean, 30-some hour drive, I mean, like the majority of the time, all he did was talk about his kid.
His son, yeah, his son's adorable.
So, I mean, I get that. I mean, when you see somebody and all they really care about is their kid,
That's pretty awesome, right?
they're probably a really good parent.
I want to give a shout out to his other channel for anybody that is geeky and nerdy and into the things that people like me are into. My Wicked Ninja runs another great channel that is not Juggalo related, but it's called Nuclear Nerds Now. You should check it out.
Okay. I also have a nerd channel. It's called Mr. CPN.
I am going to be, tonight actually, I'm doing my pilot video. I'm going to be starting a personal channel under my magical name with my particular tradition. That's Reverend Rose Alverdine. I will put a description so you can look up that channel. But we are going to be talking about, I have a co-host. His name is Kyle. We're going to be talking about difference between spirituality and religion, where faith plays a part in that, the differences between different religions. That's going to be our topic on that video. But on this video, I really wanted to talk about Twisted and how I, as a Juggalo, feel completely betrayed that they won't even play an hour at a free concert that raised them to the top. Have they gotten so high and mighty that they forgot about us? What's going on? They're turning their backs on us. That's how I feel. What do you think, CPN?
I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, when I made my first video about it, that's why I titled it Twisted Turns Their Back on Juggalos, because that's exactly what they're doing. People don't like it worded that way. But that's the exact fucking thing they're doing. For them to, and Rude Boy pointed this out.
I watched that video that you put the link in the description to.
Right, and but Rude Boy pointed this out on the fucking on the goddamn on Psychopathic Radio. Also, he said, if they had issues with ICP, that would be one thing, but they sat there and when they did their status that they're not going to be there, they're like, oh, but we'll see you at Juggalo Day. Wait a minute, so you'll show up, like, if you had beef with ICP to the point where you didn't want to do shows with them, it would be, like, to me, it'd be one thing if they were, like, the beef between them and ICP was so bad that they just could not perform with them anymore. I can see that.
I could understand that.
At least respect that, but for them to be like, yeah, we're not going to play that show, but we're going to see you at Juggalo Day. Obviously, if money is involved, they're going to be okay to do it. Without the money involved, though, it's like, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's exactly what they were doing.
Because now, to play the devil's advocate here, because that's what I do, I have heard that Twisted said, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but I heard that Twisted said that one of the main reasons they're not playing that free show is because they feel that it's a publicity stunt for the next cards that are coming out for ICP, and they don't want to help them make any more money.
Right.
About that.
Well, they did say it was just for publicity. Now, I can honestly see, okay, look, this thing's going to get publicity regardless. You want publicity. Whether like if they were to, you want publicity to the situation. You want as many eyes and ears to know, hey, the government is basically punishing people for liking music.
Yes, I've been stopped and searched purely because I'm registered as a gang member because of the tattoos on my back.
Right. I've been stopped and searched too. I've been harassed by the fucking cops. I wasn't doing shit at the time. I was, you know what I'm saying? So
I was literally coming home from my client's house. I was an in-home medical caregiver, and I was still in my scrubs, and they still searched me.
Right. When I was searched, when I was harassed, I was literally going to Pizza Hut to meet my friend, to chill with some of my friends who aren't juggalos, you know what I mean? Like most of my friends, I don't have many juggalo friends.
I have several juggalo friends. I keep them close. They're family, whoop whoop.
Right. Yeah. I don't have many juggalo friends, unfortunately. Actually, sometimes you can say fortunately, because of the way people act. But I mean,
not all of us.
There's some fucking people out there. I'm telling you. And
yes, I know. I've met them.
Right. But, so I don't have many juggalo friends and stuff. But anyway, I got called and was told, hey, homeboy's down. He was going to U of A. He works for CPS now. But he was going to U of A to get his degree and shit. And he was down for vacation. And he's like, he's down here. We used to have this tradition where we do backyard wrestling. And after we did our backyard wrestling and filmed it, we would watch it. And then we would all go to Pizza Hut. And then we go out somewhere.
What's up, Twisted the Clown? Twisted Clown, the Magic Ninja. I always mess up your name when I'm on camera, man.
God, that guy.
Lazy Dead, what's up? I think he's funny. I think he's cool to talk to, him and his girl.
That whole beef with me and Blue of him giving my information?
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's him.
Isn't that like way last year?
It is.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't give a fuck how old. When somebody makes an attempt on my life, they get fucked for life.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying.
We can drop the beefs. Nobody's going to kill anybody, right? Twisted Clown, the Magic Ninja. Ooh, did it right.
He was never gonna do it. I know that. The dude's a bitch, but fucking the fact.
Let's be nice. We're all family, dude. We're all family.
Not him.
We all make mistakes. It deserves an ass whooping, but we all make mistakes.
Trust me, not him. But anyway.
I've threatened several people. I threaten to stab people all the time.
Right. Well, there you go. And
everybody thinks I'm cute. Everybody thinks I'm being cute.
I'm not a very forgiving person. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So they fucking called me like, hey, yo, come over and kick it at Pizza Hut. And I was like, all right, cool. So I was going and I got stopped because they said my taillight was out. And it was, the fuse had literally just burned out. And I was like, all right, cool. I apologize. I didn't realize the taillight was out. I'll get that fixed right away. And then they're like, oh, those tattoos you got. And then suddenly, like, it turned into I stopped this guy for a broken taillight to me getting dragged out my fucking car, and like, you're going to let us take pictures. And if you don't, we're going to impound your fucking car and all this other shit. And it was like, fuck, So the entire idea that this shit ain't happening to nobody is bullshit. One of my friends, she's a nurse. She got stopped and harassed because she had a Hatchman sticker on her fucking car on her way to her job. And they were talking about she had her kids. She had to go drop some off at work, like some paperwork. She wasn't like going to work, but she was on her way to the fucking office to drop off some paperwork. She had her kids in the car with her, and they basically told her like they gotta let her register. She has to let them take pictures of her car, and all this other shit. They're gonna register her in the file, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. And if she don't allow them to do that, they'll start an investigation that will remove her kids from her custody for a while. So she complied because she don't want no shit happen with her kids. But like, this is shit that's happening to a lot of people, and harassed. And like, it's like you can try to sue all you want, but all they have to do is be like, oh well, See, the FBI said this is officially a gang, so that's why we did it. Probable cause, you know, and
Yeah,
that's
fuck probable cause.
right, exactly, and that's kind of like this entire incident. This entire situation is like, okay, you got to take that. You got to at the very least try to fight to take that probable cause bullshit.
Okay, look,
fucking cops.
I want to say this first of all. This is really important for every juggalo that watches this video to understand. The juggalos that are going to the Juggalo March for the right reasons are not going to be violent. This is a peaceful march. A peaceful march. We're trying to show them that we are United States citizens that deserve every right of a United States citizen, and that there is no reason that we should be harassed and persecuted because of the music that we listen to.
Right. Well, at the same time, though, here's the thing. I'm not gonna go ahead and try. Like, I'm not going to go the whole route of saying, man, I'm trying to convince these people I'm a good person. I don't really give a fuck about that. Like, oh, like, I'm a good person. Okay, well, fine. What the fuck ever, you know. But as an addendum to that, I'm more like, okay, look, I like some music. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with my musical taste. But if you think you have the right to fucking punish me for liking it, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's my goddamn issue. Like, okay,
freedom of expression should be a human right.
Exactly. You don't have the right to punish me because I like music you don't fucking like. And there's an even scarier thing that most people aren't even talking about.
Are you reading the chat, CPN?
I'm not reading the chat, no.
Oh, because you got people talking to you.
Are they talking to me? Yeah, I'm not.
One of them asked if you were cool.
I was cool.
Yo, CPN, are we cool? That's the message.
Wait, who's it from?
Blaze, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Don't even know who that is. But
there you go, Blaze. There you go.
I mean, maybe me and him had some words or something. I have no fucking idea. Anyway,
don't you love that?
But back to what I was saying. Look, don't fucking blame it. Listen. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. A lot of people talk to me. It's just a thing. Okay? A lot of people talk to me. I have a lot of interactions with people. All right? It's just a thing. If you take one look at my channel, you know that's fucking true. So, but anyway.
Well, hell, I messaged you and asked you to co-host, so that's proof right there.
Right, exactly. But so back to what I was saying. Fuck, where was my... Oh, no, the scary thing is that people don't even, like, there's not even hardly anyone's talking about it. Almost no one caught it. Is that if you look at the actual assessment, if you actually read that file that the FBI put together, trying to say that what caused them concern, like people are saying, oh, it's because juggalos be acting stupid. That's why this happened. This has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. What the FBI straight up said in their fucking assessment was the reason they caused concern for this is because ICP are multi-platinum and gold selling artists. They have a successful music festival that they run every year.
I'm throwing shade in the chat room.
Yet, for whatever reason, even though they've been able to accomplish this, there has been no mainstream music source that has ever vouched for them. And because of that, this is what causes the concern. The fact that they made millions and were able to be successful without the backing and the blessing of the industry is what is causing the gang shit, is what's causing the whole, well, this has to be a gang because there's no other possible way these people could be this successful unless they were gang affiliated. It's kind of like when you see someone driving a nice car, but he doesn't have a fucking degree in anything.
Okay.
And you're like, he has to be selling drugs?
Huh? Or when somebody buys a bunch of candy at the movie theater. Only drug dealers have that kind of disposable income.
Exactly. When you see somebody with popcorn, candy, a soda, and a hot dog, they're probably like, they're Walter White. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because only drug dealers have that kind of disposable money.
Only Heisenberg can make that kind of cash. But anyway, so basically what they were saying is that there is no possible way they should be allowed to be this successful. And the only reason they are that successful there has to be some gangster shit going on. They're actually running a gang, and people are buying the stuff as like people buy the records and stuff because it's like gang affiliation requirement or whatever. This is their actual assessment on the situation. Now, you got to understand how scary that is. What that means is that at any time, if you succeed at anything, but you didn't go the route of getting the blessing and putting your nose up the asses of the right people, you can be punished for succeeding. And that's where it becomes kind of scary.
Because it's impossible for two people to make themselves that famous without any help, right?
Exactly. And I mean, in a sense, I guess the other issue is like, the other thing was too, like they also talked about even experts in the industry said that ICP would never go nowhere. I mean, hell, you had stuff like the shit with Sharon Osbourne, and all this other shit, basically saying I'll ruin your career. You'll burn all your bridges with me. All this other bullshit. And they did not they were just like, fuck you, you dumb bitch, and all this other stuff. Did not give two fucks, and still were able to succeed, at a level and become not just famous, but become infamous.
Yes.
And the government's literally like, the government can't do shit about them because there's nothing to stick to them. So what's happening now? Oh, well, let's attack their fan base.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And they have been. We're being persecuted.
Right. Now, let's say you had someone like Kanye West or Gaga or someone come out and say, okay, guys, ICP is cool. The government would shut the fuck up real quick. Because these are all people backed by the industry. So they have to listen because this is the industry. These are the people that play halftime at fucking Super Bowl. And these are the people that, the industry has told the masses, this is the music you're supposed to listen to because this is the music we support and back. You're okay if you listen to this music.
And that's the music they play on the radio and everybody hears it all the time, everywhere.
Right. So it's literally punishing people for not conforming. So fucking stand up.
Because it's unheard of for our government to do that, right?
Right. But it's also, and because it's unheard of to fight and change that also, right? I mean, hell, at some point in time.
Right. I memean, there have been protesters. There have been protesters since this country started. I mean, the Boston Tea Party before the country started.
Right.
Why are people so afraid to stand up and march for their rights? I don't understand. Everybody's saying, I'm not going. You're going to get arrested and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. No, it's a peaceful protest. It's not any more violent than the, what was it called? Where they stayed in different cities.
What, the anti-Trump protest?
No, way before that. It was Occupy, the Occupy movement.
The Occupy movement.
We are peacefully protesting. I don't understand why everyone is so afraid to go.
Because there's a majority of people out there who call themselves juggalos and act like serial killers, and in reality, they're fucking pussies. That's what it boils down to. They are fucking pussies. Anyone who has used the excuse, I don't want to go to this march because I don't want to get arrested, is a fucking pussy. All right? Now, I will say this much. Okay? I am going to say this much. Most of those people, they're fucking lying about the entire situation. What's most likely happening is they're broke as fuck and they can't make it anyway, but they still want to be cool. So they're going, oh well, I'm choosing not to go. No, you're not choosing not to go. You don't have the opportunity to go. That's the issue. You know, like, come on, let's be real about it. You're broke as fuck and you can't fucking go. All right, that's the fucking issue. In reality, you would love to go. Now the whole thing about Twisted performing, I mean, Twisted obviously being there is going to draw heads, and the more heads that show up there, the better, because you have a giant group of people going, hey, we're in the words of the infomercial, we ain't having that, bitch. You know what I mean? And the fact that
here's my opinion on Twisted, and I'm going to say this: if they do not show up at least for the concert to support the fans that push them to where they are, in my eyes, they're no longer family, because family doesn't abandon family like that.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. They already did the abandonment. It doesn't matter if they fucking, if they show up now, all they're doing is appealing to public pressure. But they're not showing up of their own free will. They're not showing up because, you know what, we thought about it, and guys, you're right, and we're going to march with you because we believe in this shit. They're gonna march. If they show up, they're gonna be like, okay, guys, we're gonna show up now. Stop your bitching. That's gonna be the attitude of it. So, like, I mean,
then they're not doing it for us. If
exactly.
That's their attitude, then they're not doing it for us, and family doesn't do that.
Right. If they
sorry for my scratchy throat. I'm sick.
Oh, you're fine. But they have made it perfectly clear that they don't want to have any part of this. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the equivalent. All right. People might not agree with this, but I don't care what people agree with. This is the equivalent. Okay. If you had a homie and you were close and all this other stuff and all this other shit, and you guys were the shit with each other. And then let's say you had a little falling out or something over some dumb shit and you kind of went your separate ways. And then later on, he's walking down the street and you're walking down the street and you're about to run into each other, and like three fools come out and start jumping your ass, and your fucking dude is just sitting there watching and going,
that's not a homie.
I ain't got shit. I ain't got time to fucking take care of this. I got shit to do. You know what I mean?
That's not a homie.
That is the equivalent of what's happening as far as I'm concerned with what Twist is doing. It's fucking bullshit. And Twisted are the people, like, there's a goddamn what do you call it? There's a goddamn seminar where they're literally talking about, if you're gonna say family, be about that shit. Just don't fucking say it because everyone else is saying it's the thing to say. Actually be about that shit. You see someone that needs your fucking help the motherfucker out. You know,
yep.
So they've actually said that shit and are sitting there going, if you're going to say those words, then fucking be about it. And then at this point in time, guess what? Those words are getting said by them, but they ain't being about it. So, people could get mad that I'm saying fuck Twisted about that shit. I have so many people going, you're just mad because Twisted left Psychopathic. I'm like, are you a grown fucking retard?
No.
I'm not talking about Twisted leaving Psychopathic. I fucking supported them when they left Psychopathic.
Yeah, they moved on to something bigger. They're doing their own thing. As family, we are happy for them.
Right. And like even ICP, they were like, when people were going crazy about Twisted leaving Psychopathic, ICP was like, don't be getting mad at them. What the fuck are y'all doing? ICP themselves were like, look, there's a point in time in your life where you got to kind of leave the nest. Twisted came up with us. We did everything we could for them. We can't do anything for them anymore. Now they're going to branch out on their own and they're going to do their own thing. And we wish them the best. And we're proud of that shit because we know we did a good job in helping them. Just watching the fact that they can grow and watching them run their own shit. We're so fucking proud that we were able to take these two dudes from that had no name to them and create what was created.
And I'm sure every juggalo that watches this video will agree.
And then I remember this was at the seminar, and some kid, and then Shaggy goes, it's kind of like, you live with your parents for so long, and then, you go out on your own. You can't get mad at that shit. And You know, now there's some people out there, Blue, that wouldn't understand that. But like, he's
Hey,
saying,
Blue's a homie though. I will claim Blue as a homie. He's been good
shit,
to
Blue.
me as far as helping me get shit started, you know.
Right. Okay. Anyway,
He can be, I mean, he's a raging alcoholic and he's likes to suck dick, but
let me explain something. The only reason Blue even would help you to get started is because you're one of the few people that will still talk to him. Okay.
Fair enough.
It has nothing to do with he's got love. You're the only. It's kind of like when, okay, I'm not meaning to insult you. This is not saying anything about you, but it's kind of like when you're drunk and you're trying to get laid, and like no one's giving it up. So then you take whatever you can get at the end of the night, just because you want to get your dick wet. That's basically what Blue does when he helps somebody, because no one else wants to deal with him. There's a reason nobody likes him.
So I'm basically a lot lizard. Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to say a lot lizard, because that requires somebody to pay you. But
I mean, I'm at least pretty.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're not. What I'm saying is you're one of the few.
I mean, I'm a bitch, but I'm at least pretty.
Right. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Shaggy's talking about, like, you leave the nest, you can't get mad at that, blah, blah, blah. And some ninja yells, yeah, but Twisted wouldn't be shit without ICP. And then Shaggy looks at him and goes, yeah, and you wouldn't be shit without your parents. What's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Like, he was basically telling him, like, yo, like, don't be fucking hating on these dudes. If they're gonna go out on their own, that's the shit. And in reality, that's part of our pride as well, and that's part of our accomplishment. And that's true. You fucking take somebody and you mold somebody and you get them to a point where they have a big enough fan base and they've earned enough stripes and they've garnered enough skills to run their own shit successfully. You are proud of that.
Right. I'm sorry. I want to say this, and I want to make this very clear right now. It was not just ICP that formed these chicks in the nest. Do you understand? It was the whole Juggalo community. We took them as family, as our brothers, and I would say, because, I mean, if we're going to do that, and we raised them up to where they are so that they could grow, and they did their own thing. They have talent. You know what I mean? They're doing a great job. But to not stand beside us after everything that we have done for them as fans and as family is a betrayal, and it's bullshit.
No, yeah, it's definitely a betrayal. But one thing I will say about that is, okay, sure, like, yeah, we sharing some of the responsibility, but at the same time, it's not like I wasn't enjoying listening to their music at the time. You know what I mean? I enjoyed everything I
still listen to their music.
I can't. Like, I tried, and I'm like, nope. Like, because I don't fucking believe it. Like, everything they're saying is a fucking lie as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And it's really hard. Like, okay, like, kind of like when you're watching a movie, like, when the acting is bad, it's really hard to watch that movie and believe in that character when you know that that's not what they are. It's almost like, let's say there's a movie about a person who's like a really good person or whatever, but then in real life that actor is a piece of shit. Huh. It's really hard to believe their acting job because of the fact that what kind of a piece of shit they are in real life. So it's really hard to watch them be sincere and good.
Hold on a second. I don't know how to pronounce this dude's name. Saifa Saren says, I'm not sure if I'm 10 seconds behind or a good while, nor do I really know if I'm following correctly. But doesn't that shit happen all the time? One rapper or Muso helping another until they are on their feet. Yes, it does. And that's what happened. And that's great. We as Juggalos are glad that we were able to help them get to the top and branch out and do their own thing. The fact of the matter is, though, that they are turning their backs on us when we are marching and trying to get back our human rights.
Right. Well,
they don't believe. Do they not believe in our human rights?
Hold on really quick. To all the people that keep using the argument about it's okay that they left Psychopath, quite honestly, shut the fuck up. We know it's okay they left Psychopathic. We are okay with them leaving Psychopathic. Not one of us has sat here and bitched about them leaving Psychopathic. you stupid fucks. So stop pushing the argument, saying that, trying to argue that it's okay that they left psychopathic. We are well aware of that. None of us have bitched about that when it comes to this situation. God fucking.
All right. Let's go in a different direction. So, I assume, although I could be making an ass out of both of us, that you've read Behind the Paint.
Right. Twice. And listen to
Okay, so let's get on a little bit of a supernatural subject here. I want to talk to you about a few parts in the book and see what you think. Okay, the first one is, and obviously anybody who's read the book is going to know that this is my first one.
I just want to say something real quick, Rose. If you allow me to go off on people, your show will be that much more entertaining. I'm just telling you.
Hey, I invite people into the chat, man. I invite people into the chat. I was in a live chat the other day. I don't think it was live when I did it, gosh darn it. But this dude came in there. I forget what his name was. Super Mario Marijuana or something. You know who I'm talking about? Old guy. Hunter. Right?
Yeah, Hunter.
He got pissed at me because I was defending that other dude that you don't like. And he kept throwing... Yeah. I remember the whole story. But Hunter kept throwing arguments at me, and I kept just disabling his arguments. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of fucked up.
Logically disabling his argument, showing him how he was being illogical.
Okay, I thought you meant you were blocking his comments.
No. I won't do that. Let him talk shit. I was using my intelligence to disable his arguments, and he ended up telling me to go fuck myself and leaving the chat. I was like, and that's how you get rid of a hater, boys.
Oh shit. Damn.
I don't like to block people on my live feeds. I like to hear what the haters have to say. I think it's funny.
The only time I block people is when they spam.
Yeah, that's true.
The same shit over and over and over. I'm like, bye. Nope.
Okay, so let's get back to what I was saying. So let's talk about the road. How much do you believe in the supernatural? What do you think? We haven't talked too much about it. I didn't get to ride with you to the gathering. When
it comes to supernatural, I've had it's really hard. Okay, so I'm a very scientific, analytic, logical type.
Logical, yes.
However,
analytical is the word you're looking for.
Yes. However, I have had a couple experiences in my life that have completely shaken that, and I definitely believe there's some more to life that we still don't understand, and we can call it supernatural. But I also believe that the only reason we call it supernatural is because of the fact that we currently don't understand it according to our current understanding of the laws of nature.
Magic is what science hasn't figured out yet.
Right. That's all it really is. Magic.
Okay, so let me present this to you. You are I want to assume that you're either agnostic or an atheist, right?
I'm an atheist, yeah.
Okay, as an atheist. Okay, let me present this idea to you as an atheist. I think that it is illogical to believe that we are the most intelligent and the highest evolution. I believe that it is illogical to think that there are not other entities out there living on different planes and vibrating at different energy levels that fuck with us. I think it's illogical not to believe that there's other things out there.
Right. I mean, other things out there, but when you say other things out there, like, do you just mean another planet, or do you mean like another state of existence? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, I gave you two options. Yes is kind of a weird answer.
Both.
Okay. Like, cause I definitely believe, obviously, that I definitely believe there's life in other planets. I don't believe we've ever been visited, but I believe there's life on other planets. Or at the very
I believe we've been visited from time to time.
When it comes to visited, I don't believe like the visitation stories when it comes to like I was kidnapped and probed and all this other bullshit.
But nope. I'm sure that they've come and examined.
From afar.
Yes. I mean, I think it's illogical to believe that there aren't higher life forms, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay, so on the subject of the supernatural.
Or they've come up close and then erased our memory, which is actually a thing you can do. That's actually scientifically possible, that you can erase a person's memory of certain events. The only issue is we haven't fully mapped out the human brain well enough to do it, but it is physically possible.
Oh, Saifa, is that you, my friend? Is that you? I think my friend actually popped on. I sent my link to a friend, and I think he actually came on. Huh, that makes me feel good. People think about me, CPN. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. I want to discuss the road. That was one of my favorite parts in Violent J's autobiography. Now, I wonder if I can pull it up on Google. Do you have it? Can you read it out loud?
I mean, I'd have to go get the book.
I wonder if I can look that part up on Google.
I mean, I know the story.
Okay, so basically they're walking down the road. What do you think of the monks?
The monks, like, what do I think of them as, like, if they existed, or?
Yes.
I mean, they could definitely possibly exist. I mean, sure, why not, you know? Like, I listen to it as entertainment, but I do listen to it with the suspension of disbelief.
What do you mean?
The suspension of disbelief, meaning I listen to it and
Idiot terms.
I acknowledge that story as in it actually happened. I don't have a reason to say, okay, that shit did not happen. You know, especially right outside of Detroit and all that. Like, everyone knows how fucking crazy shit is out there. So, I mean, I could probably tell.
CPN, I have to interrupt you for a second. When did you start smoking again?
Oh, I had gotten pneumonia a few months back, so I had to switch from my vapor back to cigarettes because of the fact that you don't want to smoke inhale water vapor when you have pneumonia.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
It was horrible, so I switched back to cigarettes, and then my vape thing broke, and I just haven't switched back yet. I'm going to eventually, but there's a process to do it, and I just haven't gone through the process yet.
So on the subject of the road and the monks, how do you think they were teenagers, if I remember correctly?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think as teenagers they escaped the skilled assassins that were not human?
They were human.
Oh, were they? I thought he said that they were supernatural.
No, the monks were human.
How do you think they escaped the assassins?
They ran. And
well, obviously, but I mean, I can hit a running target with a throwing knife.
Right, they got away. Well, it wasn't throwing knives; they were shooting sandbags at them.
I'm just saying, you could shoot a running target.
Right, but they were shooting beanbags at them. I think a couple of them might have even got hit.
Why shoot beanbags?
Well, they weren't necessarily. I mean, the beanbags they're non-lethal. It's ways to fucking hurt somebody badly without actually killing them, like
right. But at the end of that chapter or whatever, that story, they had a note on their vehicle that said that if they'd caught him, they would have died.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could have like caught him, kidnapped him, taken him into the temple, and fucking cut him open or something. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
But how they escaped is they ran the fuck away. You know, they got away. So that's how they escaped.
All right, let's move on. How about the Indian spirit when Violent J was running and taking care of his body, and he would go up to the top of the hill and he would shout, "I'm the greatest warrior," or whatever.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, thank you.
You mean the one that chased him?
Yes.
Well, even Violent J says it's a possibility that his mind created that.
From exhaustion or what?
From like exhaustion, and he has a high imagination and stuff. So like there are like, so he says that is possible, that he acknowledges that is possible, but it doesn't change the fact that he saw it.
Fair enough.
So I mean that's what he said. So
it was real to him, you know.
Yeah, it was real to him. It was very real to him at the time, and also he suffers from mental illness. He had crazy panic attacks, during the Malenko era, And that stuff doesn't
Yes.
suddenly happen. Like that stuff gets brought on over time. So his mind can actually work that way. A lot of people don't seem to understand how incredible the human brain is, and what it actually is capable of creating that only you can experience. So
here's a philosophical question for you. Because that entity was real to him, are we right to say that it was not real?
no. Um, I mean, even reality is relative. Reality is based on perception as well. I think I quote a lot of movies. I think The Matrix really hit the nail on the head, where Morpheus goes, "What is real? How do you define real? If real is what you can see, touch, and hear and feel, then reality is nothing more than electrical signals interpreted by your brain."
Right.
So, with that said, if it's real to somebody, it exists. You know what I mean? Even if it only exists, if you can imagine, if you can even think of it, it probably exists.
Okay, so on that subject, I'm going to delve into a bit of a touchier subject here on the subject of reality and the supernatural and psychopathic records. There was a semi-medium sized movement that the Joker's cards are actual entities. The Dark Carnival is an actual place in between life and death, and that they came to Violent J kind of as he was a prophet almost to deliver the word to us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible that the Joker's cards could be real? And that they came to him in dream, you know what I mean? They came to him in dreams. That it was, they did that on purpose
Well, when it comes to the
to reach the masses. I mean,
when it comes to the Joker cards themselves, I don't believe that. I personally do not believe that they come to him like that. I believe that what he's describing them coming to him is just like when he thinks of it. I mean, hell, I've had insane ideas that just popped into my head one day.
deep visualization.
Right. I one time wrote an entire song without any memory of writing it. This is actually something that happens to artists all the time. People who make music, people who make movies, and they write scripts. Many of them describe times where they've written something, or they've written something and they have no recollection of actually writing it.
Okay, so that phenomena, I don't know if you know this, but that phenomena is called automatic writing. It is a form of clairvoyance. It is a form of what's the word I'm looking for? Psychic connection.
Right. I mean, you could call it psychic connection if you want. I mean, there's other words you could probably use to describe it, but yeah, I mean that's basically that. I would say psychic connection or whatever would be the words we would use to attempt to understand it.
Okay, let me give you a couple scenarios here just to throw you for a loop.
Okay.
I and many juggalos that I have talked to have had experiences of their own with the Joker's cards. Are you interested in hearing some of those stories?
Go right ahead.
All right, so the first time that I ever had an experience with the Joker's cards, it was actually with the Jekyll brothers. Wide Awake, my friend, and I'll give a shout out to Clown Boy right now. My friend Clown Boy and I were walking down the streets of the little tiny ass town we lived in, and one of the houses, huge 2-story house, one of the houses that had been there for years and years and years had caught fire, and it was ablaze. At that point they were just trying to control it to keep it from spreading. Now, he actually got a picture. I don't know if he still has it. It's on, one of his old phones or whatever, but he actually got a picture with Jack Jekyll's face in the flames. But what happened was we walked up to this fire. There was a considerable crowd, a small town, big fire. We walked up to this fire, and both of us heard this ear-splitting, wicked laughter. and all of a sudden, there was an explosion in the house straight up into the air, and the laughter stopped.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think that we had a picture, we had physical proof at one point. I don't know where it is now. That's been like freaking 10 years ago or something.
Well, I mean, so I'll put it to you like this: making out a picture, taking a picture of a fire, and then saying you see a Jekyll brother in it. I mean, the Jekyll brothers are made of fire, so
It was a pronounced Jack Jekyll face.
Pronounced okay. Well, either way, I could say that. I mean, it's probably. I mean, it's kind of something. In a sense, it's a familiar image. It's to me, it's no different than when people see the Virgin Mary in their tortillas. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, it's shit like that. I don't like. On top of that, the other issue I have with stuff like that when it comes to the Joker cards is some of the Joker cards are based on other historical literature figures. The Jekyll brothers themselves are based on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
Now, they've never actually said that, but I mean, if you know the story of Jekyll and Hyde, you pretty much can draw that conclusion. That's
right.
Where they got that idea from. You know, Mr.
I mean, but still, here's another question for you, philosophical. Not even so much philosophical as bordering between scientific and magic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that if someone puts enough energy, or rather, if enough people visualize an image or an entity, is it possible that that entity could become real because of all the energy that these people have put into it?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's kind of what The Secret teaches. If you know about The Secret.
I don't.
You've never heard of The Secret?
No, video's going off for a minute. Go ahead and keep talking. I can hear you.
You've never heard of The Secret?
Nope.
Holy fucking crap. Oh my.
I'm only 24 years old.
That does not matter. The Secret is something each and every person should read and watch. Because it's originally a movie, and then they wrote a book about it. But see, the thing is, like the book is literally just the movie in text form. The movie's actually better than the book because it gives you a great visual of what's going on. Where in the book, you're just really reading it. And I mean, yeah, you're imagining whatever. But anyway, so what The Secret is this idea that the entire universe is based on this thing called the law of attraction. And what the law of attraction is if you hold something in your mind enough, you will attract it. So it's kind of like, and they go into explanations like if you fear something hard enough, you're going to cause that to happen. Or like get out, like why people get out of bed in the morning and the first thing they do is stub their toe, their whole day seems to be fucked up. Everything just kind of starts going wrong, you know, like you stubbed your toe in the morning, and then when you went into work and you picked up a soda, you weren't paying attention, and you opened it, and it like exploded all over the place, and you got soda all over yourself. And how like if you wake up in the morning and stub your toe, usually your entire day goes to shit. Yeah. And it's like this explanation of why that actually happens. And because the first thought in your morning was, okay, this day officially sucks.
I'm over today already.
You created a sucky day by continuing, by perpetuating that thought.
Hey, everybody, let me just say this, and I will say this all the time on my personal blog, which is Rev Rose Alverdine. A video tonight. You can restart your day anytime.
Well, that's what they say in The Secret. That if you just change your thinking, like you stub your toe, you get up, you take a deep breath, you change your thinking, you will change your entire day. and it's basically like like some of the catchphrases or the power phrases are thoughts become things, change your thinking, change your life, and stuff like that. So even in the 17 the 17 infomercial, they talked about it. Some people call this The Secret. Some say Laws of Attraction. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about that book and that movie. And if you look at the story of Jay and Shaggy, like they are almost living proof that that is real.
How so?
So if you get some time,
How so?
oh, how so? Well, the entire idea of The Secret is if you want to accomplish anything, if you hold that accomplishment in your mind and not just say I think I can do this, but not say I know I can do this or I know this is going to happen, but more or less say like I'm there. I just have to walk the road, in a sense. Like you mentally, your entire attitude is that like I'm like famous already. This is happening. Like it's happening. It's not gonna happen. It's happening. And
Right.
if you listen to Jay and Shaggy throughout their fucking what they've talked about, they said they've always knew they're gonna be millionaires and they're gonna be influential musicians and everything else. From when
And they started out as scrubs living on the streets like the rest of us.
Exactly, but they always knew this was gonna happen, and it happened. So, like, I'm pretty sure because The Secret came out somewhere in the 2000s, and
can I interrupt you and go off on a like completely different subject tangent? I've been wanting to do a video with you about this subject for a little while and ask your opinion. So, Psychopathic has a female artist now.
Right.
Blaze Rose. What do you think of her?
Blase Rose. I'm not a fan like that, but I don't think she deserves the hate she's getting.
What hate is she getting?
Well, yeah, a lot of people are fucking hating on her, like on the internet.
For why? What are they hating about?
Well, they're saying it's emo bullshit and blah blah blah, which I mean I can hear them. I can hear that. My issue with Blase Rose is I don't believe her.
In what way?
When she raped at 15 and the rest of this shit, I don't believe her. Like
who are you to say that stuff didn't happen?
What I'm saying is I don't believe her. Well, who am I to say that I don't believe it happened? I'm a person with the ability to look at something and judge it on my own merit, and I just don't believe her. Like
why don't you? I mean, I don't mean to sound like a bitch here, but when a woman says she's raped, I mean that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I understand that. When I'm saying I don't believe her is when you listen to the way somebody expresses something, she sounds very manufactured.
Okay, like they did it for her or what?
Like, okay, so I'm gonna make a song about being raped because I was raped, and this is how I would feel if I was raped. I cannot, like, when you listen to an artist, I can't hear pain in her voice. I hear her.
Do you think they could have signed someone better?
Possibly. I mean, whatever,
And I'll use this moment right now. I'll talk about this later. Any female horrorcore artist that has been working on music, send it to our page. If we like it, I will play it for everybody.
Right. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. So, like, I listen to OTEP. Okay? And I'm a big fan of OTEP. Now,
okay.
She has a song called Jonestown Tea. And the song is about her being raped by her stepfather.
Okay.
when you listen to Jonestown T, you can feel her fucking pain.
All right, hold on. Be quiet. Got to do this right now. CPN. Want to go off on a tangent with our viewers for something or other, you can. We can come back to this subject after I listen to one of her songs.
Okay. The song's called Jonestown T. And there's a part in there where she's going, no, daddy, no. Leave me alone. But, like, if you listen to the way she says it, you can almost feel that it's happening in the song. It's very uncomfortable.
That's sad.
That's art.
I agree. I don't know how to turn off your sound. Huh? I don't think I can. Okay, let's do this.
So, this tangent of the artist on the audience. Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
You're out there, and I can't actually see what any of you are saying because I'm not looking at the chat. Maybe I'll look at the chat here in a second. But I'm currently on my third run of Resident Evil 7, and this game is amazing. And if you're not playing Resident Evil 7, you're not a real juggalo. That's all I'm saying.
Some of us can't afford Resident Evil 7, homie.
Oh, man. Well, man, you better get out there and start, peddling some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know how many dicks I had to suck to get this game?
Oh, I hope you enjoyed sucking those dicks, my friend.
We gotta cut that out. I didn't say that.
This is a live feed.
Oh, damn it. Well, then I fucked up.
Yeah. Go off. Okay, this is your chance to say whatever you want to the viewers because I'm doing something else.
Okay, so all the viewers out there, if you also know my channel, you know how I feel about viewers. I hate you. I hate every single one of you. I wish the bad things in life happen to all of you. And, okay, let me actually go ahead and take a look at this chat then. Let's see.
Nobody has talked in a long time.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a lot of viewers right now. Share it on the page again. We got into a good chat the other day. We had like 5 people in it, and we were all debating. It was funny. You ever seen a bunch of juggalos argue about shit?
Yeah, of course I see a bunch of juggalos are all argue about shit.
It was so funny.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat right now. So if any of you fags want to say anything, well, I can see what you're saying now. Now, some people might ask. So I'll go on some shit for you. Some people might ask, CPN, why do you call people fags and shit all the time? Why are you always telling people you fucking hate them?
Why are you such a dick?
Well, because I hate humanity. I have a very bad attitude about things. I'm an all-around just negative fucking person. The world turned me that way. It is your fault. And, yeah. So,
All right. That's why, because you just hate everyone?
Yeah, I just fucking hate everybody. I just like, no, but here's the thing. Here's the great thing about hating people. They can never let you down because you already expect bad things from them. You already like, man, I fucking hate this person. Oh, man, you hate somebody. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, this person's an asshole. Well, of course they're an asshole. I hate them.
I don't like the feeling of hating someone. It makes me sick in my soul. I try to be positive. I don't like darkness and negativity in my soul.
Well, see, here's the
But I'm a tree-hugging hippie, so.
Let me go ahead and explain to you and everybody else about darkness and negativity, okay? People are always saying, we want to get rid of negativity. We want to get rid of negativity. Okay, that's fine. Well, guess what? If you are one of those people that believes that the world goes round the way it does and it has to go round the way it does in certain ways, this, that, and the other.
I am not going to hear you for a few minutes. I'm listening to that song.
Okay, so I'm going to tell this to the audience then. My advice to you, if you have a vehicle, is to go outside and then take open the hood and then take the fucking cable off of the negative end of your battery and see if your car starts. Now, most likely, you probably came to the same conclusion without even trying it. Your car's not going to start. Why is that? Because in order to create an actual electrical charge, you need a positive and a negative. What I'm saying is positivity actually helps ground positivity, which creates electricity. You don't have anything work correctly if you only have it inside of it. You have to have it. This is the great circle and cycle of life. So there is some philosophical shit for you. Now let me talk about this Resident Evil 7 game. It's fucking amazing. I don't know how, like, somebody came with the idea to make such a great game. So, you know. But it is an amazing game. It's creepy. It stays creepy throughout the majority of the game. It's just an all-around awesome game. So definitely, if you play video games, you can pick it up if you have an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4, or a gaming console that can play the new generation video games. You are going to have a great time playing this game, I promise you. You don't have to. If you're feeling bad about yourself, here's another piece of advice that'll help you feel better about yourself. Go get laid. It's actually a great thing. I mean, think about it. You know, getting laid is amazing. So therefore, you get laid, and that may help you feel better about yourself. All this shit that people talk about, oh my God, sex isn't everything. Well, guess what? It might not be everything, but it is kind of important. It's almost as important as food and water. So that's my other piece of advice for you today. And if you don't like my advice, well, then you can stay miserable. Oh man, so she said the song is fucking her up. See? Now she is going to be an example right here of what I said about how that song is so uncomfortable and you like can feel it. You can feel that emotion. I don't get that out of Blase Rose. Yep. Jonestown Tea by OTEP. It's a fucked up song. Oh man. think I think the song has a triggering effect. No, baby, wait. See, I got this hot cup of Jonestown tea, and it's been brewing for you and me. I can take you someplace nice. I can take you someplace nice.
Song's fucking me up, man.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who has gone through something like that, this song is fucking me up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm determined to listen to the whole thing.
Well, okay.
Ooh, got my heart beating out of my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a better song.
Right. Now, do you understand what I mean when I say I don't believe Blase Rose? Like, do you get it now? Like that song, that Jonestown Tease, I can feel it. I almost feel like it's happened to me at the time when I listen to that shit.
I don't want to say that it's because it didn't happen to her. I want to say more that it's because she didn't express correctly what had happened. She was trying too hard to make it psychopathic. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, to me, when I've listened to Blase Rose, it sounds like she's trying. She sounds like an edgelord. Like, sorry, but she does. She sounds like a fucking edgelord. Like, ooh, look,
What's that?
like someone who's just trying to be like, bad things happen to me. I'm a victim because I'm a victim, and that makes me cool. Type shit.
Okay.
You ever see Deadpool?
I'm broken and damaged, and that makes me cool.
Right.
Okay.
You ever see Deadpool?
I mean, that kind of makes sense. I listened to that song "Broken" several times.
Mm-hmm.
It was, in my opinion, a piece of art.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why Psychopathic signed her. Maybe they hope that they can get her to write better lyrics.
Well,
Great that she touched on the subjects that she touched on in her album, but she did not do a very good job.
Psychopathic pretty much. I mean, they've been saying forever they wanted a female artist, but I mean, I can see them wanting to have a female artist, and then looking at their fan base, who their female artists are. Oh, what's going to represent what are female art? What are the females that want to listen to the female art?
And the other problem that I had with her album is it was all about her in high school, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. ICP, believe it or not, or accept that or not, ICP is very they're most acceptable when you're in high school because you can relate to them more.
They're so completely acceptable and relevant to me now, and
I understand that, but I'm saying they're the most acceptable when you're in high school because you can relate to it the hardest when you're in high school, when you're in school in general. You can relate to it the most because this is where clicks actually matter and all this other shit. Like, I don't have, like, anybody who tries to be cool as an adult is kind of a fucking faggot. You know what I mean? Like, people are
you
like,
use that so much.
that dumb fuck. Look at him trying to be look at him trying to be cool and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, it's basically like, that's how it works. You know, it's like you get laughed at if you're trying to be the fucking cool dude at work or whatever. Even if it's behind your back, you get fucking laughed at.
I mostly just be myself.
Right.
Because I'm pretty cool. And if that makes me a narcissist, then it does.
Oh, like I'm the shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and people get mad about that. It's like, what, you want me to say I ain't shit? Fuck you.
The only song in her album that was relevant to me was Broken.
Right. Like, I liked, for the most part, like the way the album was put together, I was like, okay, this is cool. I can vibe, you know, but at the same time, I'm not a chick. And a lot of this stuff comes from a girl's perspective. And you would kind of have to be a girl to vibe with it a little more.
Yeah, I can see that.
But so I can see why dudes are, oh, I can't vibe with this. Why'd you sign her? It's like, I'm sorry. The entire world revolves around you. Everything has to be made to your liking. You know, and I'm like, fuck you.
And I don't like to use this word. I don't like to use this word because of the connotation that it has gotten in the town that I live in. But there are a lot of juggalettes, and a lot of them have been through a lot of the things she talked about on her album. So I can understand Psychopathic Records, and I'm not going to say ICP because it's Psychopathic Records. It's an entity in and of itself. I think Psychopathic Records was trying to reach out to its female fan base.
Right, yeah.
But I'm too young. I think they should have made it more adaptable so that older juggalettes like myself can relate. You know what I mean? Can vibe and relate with it.
Right. Well, on top of that, though, I can honestly see why, like, because there are juggalettes that hate her too, you know. But I can honestly see why juggalettes would hate her, because as a psychopathic artist, and she's a female artist now, and they're basically putting her out there. She's supposed to be the representation of juggalettes. So, what is that representation? You saying like
that representation kind of sucks, man.
Juggalettes are a bunch of sad, fucking depressed chicks. Victims? What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Because I've been through some terrible shit, but I'm not a victim. Being a victim is a choice.
Right. Like ICP, they went through, you know, we're scrubs, we're getting made fun of and all this other stuff. Okay, fine. They talk about that. And then they say, and so, you know, the guy who was laughing at me, I fucking killed his parents in front of him. And he cried like a little bitch. And it was hilarious. That's what ICP used to put out there. Yeah, I was getting made fun of at school, so I made a bunch of killer toys, and during show and tell, I showed them my killer toys, and my killer toys went out and killed everybody in class. You know what I mean? Like, it was...
Right, but they went further than that, and they have other artists that have really touched on some touchy, you know, some sensitive subjects. Big Hoodoo is a psychopathic artist. His song Never Had Shit. I related to that. I grew up on the streets. There were times when top ramen was a luxury, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I could relate to that as well. I could relate to all that shit.
They've had a lot of different styles on Psychopathic and Boondocks. The Abaddon album is my favorite. I love that album. He did a great job on that album. Introducing Blaze Rose. Am I saying it wrong? Blaze Rose?
It's Blase.
Blase Rose. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Blase Rose into the mix, I think, was a bad idea.
I'm not going to necessarily say it was a bad idea because it does open it opens the door.
Wrong female artist to sign for the first one.
You know, we'll see. You know what I mean? She had one little EP. We'll see what happens after the fact. You know what I mean?
They should have signed a juggalette that was more of a equal but mother hen type. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, maybe
juggalette, strong, powerful Amazon. You know, Amazon woman.
Well, the way they're billing Blase Rose now, like there was that song about like the Midnight Creeper or whatever the fuck, and they may in fact start billing her to where like you have the creepy guy that won't leave you alone, you have that happening, and so she kills him. So like they may in fact bill her as the person who goes out and, you know, kills the rapist, kills the fucking
psychopathic female vigilante.
Correct. Now, if they bill her that way and don't make it fucking corny, then she has more of a chance of surviving and becoming the shit. However, if they bill her constantly as in, I'm just the victim, I'm just the victim, by the way, did I tell you I was a victim? Then, you know, eventually...
I broke all my mirrors because I haven't looked at myself in over 7 years.
Right.
Bitch, that shit happens to everybody. Deal with it and move the fuck on like the rest of us. That was my attitude.
Right. I mean, I hid away from the mirrors too at one point, but that was only because I was afraid of the Candyman.
I hid away from mirrors for a while because I hated myself. I can understand where she's coming from, but to do that for that long and to cry about it, that's not what a juggalette does.
Right.
A juggalette stands the fuck up and handles her business.
Right. Well, see, the thing is too, like my attitude, like, you know, I had a lot of self-hatred for a while too, because motherfuckers wanted to, you know, like, okay, believe it or not, I used to be an extremely, extremely overly nice guy.
Yeah, you've offered to do something very nice for me before when I really
Right. I mean, that's whatever, you know. That's just like, all right, cool, I got you. But
Everybody calls you an asshole, but I was like, hey, when shit hits the fan, dude, he's family and he's there.
right, no, I mean, yeah, fine, but at the same time, I'm still a fucking asshole.
No, yes, you are.
Yes, I am. However, I will say this: I used to be this is many years ago, but I used to be an extremely like nice guy. You know, you get take advantage of a lot and stuff. And I've completely turned to where like I tell you the truth, like I'm legitimately like if somebody was running for president and they said if I become president I will fucking fire nukes, and literally destroy the planet. He's got my vote.
Ha! Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it, fuck you,
man. Just start anarchy.
Right. I'm like, okay. Like, you know,
anarchy.
The whole thing with Donald Trump, I had a bunch of people going, man, you know, if Donald Trump gets in as president, he's gonna like the world's gonna become like Fallout. And I was like, stop selling it, okay? He already got my vote. All right, it's all good, you know. But like, I'm just like, whatever. Fuck the planet. Fuck everybody on it. And with that attitude, though, like the self-hatred kind of goes away. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you all. I'm the shit. I'm fucking amazing. I'm an amazing motherfucker. If you can't see that, fuck you. And so like, you put that self-hatred aside. You know what I mean? Even if it makes you, if you think you have to hate yourself to not be a narcissist, like if you don't hate your fucking existence, that means you're a cocky narcissist. First of all, anybody calling you a narcissist because you don't sit there and act like a little bitch all the fucking time, they can go fuck themselves. You know? Motherfucker, oh, look at how cocky you are. And I was like, why am I cocky? Oh, well, like, you didn't laugh at my joke because your joke was stupid.
Huh?
Sorry, just calling it like it is. Your joke was fucking retarded. It was stupid. It was not funny. Oh, you think you got funnier jokes? Bitch, my jokes are 10 times funnier than you. I'm the funniest motherfucker on the planet. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, at that point, we get into a joke off. You know what I mean? And...
Right. Well, I tell very offensive jokes.
So. Oh, me too.
I probably still got your bait.
Probably.
Yeah.
I am a tree-hugging hippie.
Right.
Rose Red, the juggalo, the psychopathic tree-hugging hippie. That's me.
Right. Well, see, so it kind of goes like, so I'm very torn on the issue of abortion. You know what I mean? Like,
why are you torn?
On the plus side, we're killing kids, but on the bad side, we're giving women choices.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. You want to take away women's suffrage?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wish I could take away women's suffrage all day. You know what I mean?
Right. I like my rights, so I don't agree with you, but I'll agree to disagree.
Well, we need to take away women's suffrage. I mean, like, women's suffrage just needs to go away. You know, and you know a lot of women fucking signed that petition.
Oh, I know.
So, women are stupid. Just saying.
Because women are stupid. Well, we've been on this for a while. I think it's about time that we end this show. I have another video to do on a different channel.
Okay.
It was great chatting with you, CPN. Thanks for co-hosting with me.
Yeah, most definitely.
We'll have to get together sometime. We live close enough.
Yeah, definitely.
This was Juggalos at Night with Child's Play Ninja as a co-host.
Peace.
This is Rose Red. Signing out.